that was around, players that were very good. Got a chance to play against Lawrence Taylor, who was one of the best players that played the game. And so, you learn a lot very quick, and it was a great career for me.
And Coach, you've brought all of that back, all of your Pop Warner, what you've learned there, of course, with those coaches and the coaches you've named, and in the NFL, and now it's come full circle, as they would say. You come back home.
Yeah.
Okay. You leave home, but you come back
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
And the kids and the students and the athletes at ELAC are beneficiaries of your strengths of the game and your compassion, your understanding, and mentoring a lot of these young students. So we're going to take a quick break right now, come right back, and then we're going to be meeting some of the stalwarts, some of the key players on Coach Lynn Kane's 2009 edition of the East LA College Huskies. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Here we go. We're talking about East LA College Huskies football program 2009. Halfway through the season, Coach Lynn Kane, we've been talking about the build-up to the season, what's been going on. The first 5 games are in the book. But bright side, 2-2 in conference, and that's what's most critical, right?
Yes.
Okay, Coach, some of the players now that are here with us, we're going to meet them. We met them before. We're going to meet them a little bit more in depth for our viewers here on EastLASportsScene.com. But let's begin now with the wide receiver coming in at 6 feet 6 inches, Anthony Denham, no stranger to East LA and Northeast LA because he is an alumni of Wilson High School. Yeah. Anthony, how you doing?
Good.
Okay. So far this season, have you met some of your personal objectives as the player you wanted to be for the season?
Yes. Coming into the season, I knew it was going to be a challenge for me to get on the starting lineup, but I managed to take on that challenge and just keep pushing myself to become a starter, and now here I am as a starter, and I'm leading the conference and the state right now receiving.
Okay. Attributed, Coach, some of the statistics that the players are compiling, got to be some good coaching going on here.
Yeah,
okay.
our coach is doing a fine job. Garrett, who's our quarterback coach, is worked very hard and diligent with Pedro and be able to get him to pick up his game and play, throwing the ball to Denham and the other receivers. He's been playing very well. He's also up there high up in the state and passing. He's done a great job for us. And Denham with his talent and the kick and run, he can catch. I tell people a story where he runs a 4.5, 4.4 and jumps for the ball and comes down and still running 4.5, 4.4. So physically he does some things that are very athletic, and he's a smart player, heads up type of guy.
Complete player. Would you say also on the blocking side of the schemes where he has to lay some blocks down for some of the running backs into the secondary? He's performing at that capacity as well.
His coach Johnson teaches him how to block, and he's on him about not just running routes and how to run those routes in particular, but then he's also on him about stock blocking, and he has the block. If he's not blocking, then he'll be standing next to us on the sideline. But he's done a great job of blocking.
All right, Anthony, we saw you last year as a high school senior, electrifying many high school audiences on a Friday night with some of your run backs, your catches. What do you need to do to keep that level of play up? Okay.
Well, I
What are you
just
doing
keep
to stay at that level.
I just keep the same mentality that I had in high school. Try to be the best that I can on and off the field, and when I'm on, try to be a leader. And yeah, I want to be a leader on the field, like show other players that are in the stands on the other sideline, and like just show everyone that I'm doing my hardest to try to make my team better and make the other players by being a leader.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the highlights so far this year. Biggest production game-wise, anything that stands out in your mind against any particular opponent?
I say at Valley, it was the last play of the drive. It was the third quarter. Fourth quarter, fourth down. It was like 4th and 10. And I had a lot of pressure on me, and Coach Kane and the other coaches wanted to throw me the ball because they had a lot of trust in me. And so I just stayed confident within myself, and I went on the field, caught that last pass, and caught it, and it just felt good. So it was positive.
All right. So you met your goal and objective. But now you've got a big game coming up, Santa Monica. It's on the road.
Yes.
It's coming Saturday, right?
Yes.
Talk about that matchup.
Well, I haven't really heard anything about the DBs or the defense, but I know they heard about me and they're really going to try to bracket me so I don't score or get get as many yards as I've been getting. But I'm still going to give them a challenge as well as they're giving me a challenge. I'm just going to have to be a step ahead of the game and when I'm on the field.
Last question for you, Anthony, before we move on to your teammates. A lot of the watchers, the folks that really know this game, and even at the NFL level, highest level, are possibly looking at you, as they say, in a stride for stride comparison to Randy Moss. Have you heard that talk coming?
Yeah, I heard that talk back in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it was it got to me. I got in my head to make me think that I am a good player, and that since they're comparing me to Randy Moss, an NFL stud, then I can be a stud as well. And just hearing that makes me step my game up even higher because I want to be just like him or even better.
Last question then. Your academics. You're pursuing any field yet? Have you decided?
Right now I'm taking sociology, but I'm not sure if I'm going to switch it to like criminal justice or something.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Anthony. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
But before we go to Steve with Torres, Coach, some filler there on Anthony.
Well, I like to say that make a huge highlight in the area of his willingness to play. He has a team attitude. He comes to the games ready to play. It doesn't matter to him when it comes to. At one point, he didn't start. He was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
But yet, never once did I hear him come over to me and gripe about, I'm not starting and give me the ball. And he has one of those that attitude that you're looking for, and he just kept on working and worked his way into where he's the best player in the state, and that has to be said. I think so people can know more about his character qualities that he brings to the football team and to the overall community in our program.
Well, I'm predicting if he continued to have the second half of the season like the first half, he will be in the top 10 in the country with total yards and receptions.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's move on now to your teammate, Anthony. Thank you very much. And pass the microphone over to Mr. Steven Torres. And again, welcome back to East LA Sports Scene. How you
Thanks,
been?
sir. I've been good.
Good. Good to see you. And good to see you healthy and doing well, prospering, as they say. Coach, the contribution of this young man here to the team.
Once again, when I first look at the character of Steve, and I remember last year just him running all over the place, playing whatever position. Coach, I'll play running back, I'll play linebacker, I'll punt for you, I'll return for you, I'll play special teams, I'll run down on special. Every position, he's willing to contribute in any way, and he also has that same characteristics that we look into having a Husky player, a football player, come to our team and play for us. And so the one time I saw him tired was, and I joke about it with him, the Antelope Valley last year. Finally, we got to a point where our running backs were injured, and I needed another running back. And I said, Steve, I need you to play running back. Okay. So he plays running back for us along with everything else that he's doing. And it was in the third or fourth quarter. He walks to the sideline, his head is down, and he's just really out of gas. And I look at him and I thought, man, finally we tired him out, But he contributes in any way that he wants. He's willing to be a team player. If you ask him to play a certain position, he does it. And the thing about it is that he does it 100%. He gives it his all, and you couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Well, a tremendous asset to any team and any coaching staff. But Steve, let's talk about this season so far. Your second year at ELAC, you know the difference. And this year, a little different, more positive. Some wins are now under the belt here, looking good in conference play. Your confidence factor now and your total picture for the team. Let's talk about that.
Well, coming into the season, I felt strong. Preseason, the day that I stepped into the weight room and I knew that people around me were working just as hard as me, it felt good. It made me feel confident coming into the season, not going to be the only one in there putting in 100%. So I felt confident that I had players around me that were willing to sacrifice just as I was. And now going into the season, and we lost last week against Antelope Valley. It was a hard loss, but the losses that we had, we never give up. We try our hardest, and it's everybody putting 110%. It's mental mistakes, and I think we gave up the game. I don't think they beat us, but overall, I think we're just, as a team, we're getting a lot better compared to last year. We're a lot stronger. We're united. We're a unit.
So the maturing, the growth, the love for the game, of course, is there, but it seems that this year you've been focused now on that linebacker's position and also special teams as a punter. Big games, anything on the highlight reel for you that came up?
best game was Antelope Valley this last week, but the highlight